We headed out to Columbus, Ohio and the NASGW show to see the latest gear.
All right, we're always finding different things, and at NASGW show, I think I found the most interesting thing because it's a different way to look at the firearm and how you construct your body position around the firearm. So the firearm actually fits to you rather than you having to fit to the firearm. And that's CAA USA.
Yep.
And Mikey, this is your baby.
My baby.
All right, so give us a rundown of it.
I will do my very best. So, as I said, I'm a retired lieutenant colonel from the Israeli Army.
Okay.
And my job in the Israeli Army was to build a shooting school.
Right.
So I trained about 500,000 soldiers, and one of the things that was frustrating for me was our Galil or our Tavor, our M4, they were all like broomsticks. They were all straight.
Right.
They were never built for me. I had to contort my body in order to hold a gun.
Right.
It's what our fathers did, our grandfathers did. We've always done that.
Always.
We don't know anything else. But I don't have hands coming out of my chest.
Right.
The gun is straight here, but my elbows, my torso, I'm coming from the sides.
You have to come in, you have to twist your body to the gun.
Even pulling the trigger was mind-boggling to me.
Okay.
In order to pull a trigger front and back, I have to break my wrist this way to do that.
Okay.
And then to hold the grip, I have to break it again.
Oh,
so I'm
right.
breaking my wrist twice. Once this way, once this way. So that's not natural.
Right.
Why can't we make a gun built for me? Why do I have to build myself to the gun?
Right.
There's got to be a way to do it. So we looked at what's the most comfortable way to hold your hand. Got this for 1 second?
Okay.
The one thing we always do is when we get into a boxing sense, in Israel we have Krav Maga. So I'm in this kind of position. And what I notice here is my elbow to my arm is straight.
Okay.
I'm not breaking anything. I guess that's what's natural to us.
Right.
It's what's instinctive to us. So this is what we do. I said, okay, let me just put grips there. So that's basically what we did here.
Okay.
So in the back, it's pretty much standard. We have this is 3D, but this goes up and down. A cheek piece goes up and down. This can have a pillow in it, a form fitting to your face. Goes forward and back and up and down. Telescopic stock and a folding stock that it can shoot when it's folded.
Okay.
Pretty standard stuff. Where does everything change?
But this is where it starts to get weird because we're missing something here. It's all form fitting, the gun to you.
100%.
Okay.
The instinct, because we're so used to it, is where's my grip?
Yes.
Where's my pistol grip? Well, there's no pistol grip because that would make me come here, which I don't want to do. So all we did was continue my hand. So here I have a little safety for my thumb.
Okay.
I have a little tunnel here. This is my trigger guard. It's going to have a little weight here, but this is where my trigger is, 2.5 pound trigger. And this is my right hand. So I'm holding it as a boxer. And then when I come over here, my left hand is in the same stance. Now this I can go forward and back up to where I want to go. And that's where I can hold it there. It takes Glock magazines, it's 9mm.
Right.
16-inch barrel, blowback system. The bolt locks in the back when the magazine is empty, so it has a slide release over there.
Right.
Very long top Picatinny rail, so I can put up all bunch of optics. And it's going to come in a 10-inch with a full suppressor and a 16-inch.
Okay. That's a different way to do it. That's a different way to do it because if you look at it,
please go into it.
Yeah, I'm going to go into it. And so the weight really is back here.
100%. So you can see, so all the weight is being controlled here, but you see here that his arm is completely straight. And his trigger pull, this is the natural position to pull a trigger. That's just where the trigger needed to be.
And it's a downward press.
Sir.
It's not straight back. I'm not breaking the wrist.
You're just continuing your hand.
Just continuing my hand straight down.
100%. And your forward grip, you're going to grab here.
Yeah.
This is it's 3D. So this is going to come, no, your thumb's going to come this way. There you go.
Okay. So you see this, and I bet you can see it from a top view, almost a top view. It's almost a triangle.
Yep.
A very sturdy
you can
position.
see that here.
Yeah. CAA USA, Lieutenant Colonel Mikey. These guys are getting something done, and this is a unique way, a unique twist. It's 9mm.
Yes, sir.
And so there's not going to be a lot of recoil here.
Nothing.
Man, CAA USA, we got some wild stuff here. This is really cool. All right, last time I talked to Kelbly, we were actually talking about the Coda.
Yeah.
That was the last time we spoke.
That was 2 years ago.
2 years ago, but we've got some new stuff now, and it all is built around this little guy right here, or this big guy.
Yeah.
All right, Ian, what are we working with?
So we have two brand new models of bolt-action rifle receivers we came out with this year. The Prometheus is our all-new integral action designed for...
How do you spell that?
Prometheus.
That's not bad.
Yeah, not terrible. The Prometheus Rifle Action is an all-integral action built from 416R billet steel. It fits the exact same footprint as our existing Atlas Tactical Action. So all the stock makers out there don't have to make any changes. This drops right in. It comes with an integral 1/4-inch recoil lug, an integral 20 MOA mil-spec rail. Has our brand new anti-shear sliding bolt stop.
Okay.
So with our mechanical ejector, when you eject a case, you have to bring the bolt all the way to the rear.
Okay.
So to solve some issues we have seen over the years, we made an anti-shear style bolt stop. This also features our trigger hanger design, which makes triggers swappable in the field and everything. And then
what do we got here? The Nanook?
that is the Nanook receiver. So built off the exact same platform, but skeletonized for all the lightweight hunters out there. So the short action weighs in at 24 ounces and the long action weighs in at 26.5 ounces. So this is cut to accept AICS single stack magazines or ADL BDL followers, whereas the Prometheus is cut to receive the AICS AW magazine. So you can single stack or double stack out of that receiver.
Beautiful. And what's this? This is new for me.
Oh, yeah, so the Nyx Elite rifle. So this is our all new dealer ready competition rifle. So this rifle features the XLR JV NV Pro chassis.
Okay.
Comes with all the weight kits, comes with the barricade stop, the thumb rest, the folding butt stock, making it easier to clean. This features our Black Bear tactical action, which is a square receiver. So the square receivers resist rotational torque and give you 3 times the bedding surface area as a traditional round action.
Okay.
So this rifle comes in ready to go to dealers, ready to go to a customer to go out and shoot and compete at a national level with this rifle.
At a high level.
So this doesn't have any of the weights in it, and it weighs in at right around 18.5, 19 pounds right there.
Well, I'm weak, so it makes sense why I would say it's so heavy.
No, when you go to shoot offhand, you're like, whoa.
Yeah, yeah. No, you want that weight. If you're shooting offhanded, I'd rather have a little bit more weight behind it. But
especially off barricades and positional shots or prone shots, you want a little weight to be able to watch impacts through the rifle.
And this is set up ready to run, I mean, serious PRS matches.
Yes, exactly.
So, all right, that's what's new from Kelbly. They keep continuing to innovate and make all their actions buttery smooth. But that's it from Kelbly. All right, Blackout Defense. Here's another one from the NASGW show. Something new, a new trigger, and we've got to start with this.
Absolutely.
Okay, what are we dealing with here?
Okay, so several years in law enforcement, I've always operated a rifle, and I didn't like when my rifle rattled between the upper receiver and lower receiver.
Okay.
Then I realized that looseness between the upper and lower actually has bigger impact on the weapon.
Okay.
Basically on your sight, because you have a vibration, and also the carrier tilt, and all the issues could arise from that. So we decided, okay, there are a few options in the market that people put stuff under the leg of the upper receiver and trying to compress it through the set of screws. Then realize by that you exaggerate the carrier tilt more.
Okay.
So because it becomes more and more an issue. So we said, okay, what we can do, we end up moving a little bit in front of the gun, where we added a little bit of a pocket, and we designed and engineered very unique silicon rubber memory foam per se, but it's not a foam. With that silicon inside that, it's about 1400 degree temperature, resistant, allows you to basically remove all the carrier tilt, remove all the rattle in between the upper and lower receiver, yet does not change anything that the lower receiver datum point intended to be by the original design, because we are not pushing it up. Actually, we're pushing toward the datum.
Towards it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So in that case, by pressing that inside there, we have the ability to close the upper receiver and yet still have the field ability to tear down the gun without any problem. In this case, all the play's gone, carrier tilt is gone, because we're pushing the upper receiver toward that datum point that was intended in design. So it's been a very neat design. The LCP, we call it linear compression pads. They're provided for life, free of charge. And then we make
so these are replaceable, so no matter what, like you'll never have that play.
No.
You can always just slide it in there. Perfect. And now, this is what really kind of got me. This is what kind of drew me to the booth.
Sure.
A new trigger.
Yes.
So, from Blackout Defense, an AR trigger, right?
Correct.
All right, so what's this one?
So Blackout Defense is about 20,000 square foot manufacturing facility.
Okay.
We use the high-tech technology. Machines came from Japan and Germany that we use to manufacture our product. Everything from rifle, barrels, charging handle, carriers, everything we make, right? But the trigger was the crown in our work,
right?
Because we basically build a rifle around the trigger.
Okay.
So what we did with the trigger, which is basically is a S7 steel, A2 hardened steel, and then we came up with a method of very unique way of tuning the trigger.
Right.
So let's say majority of the AR triggers, right, they have a little bit of a play, right? When the gun is safety, there is a play, but there is no play here, right? But when I go fire, I drop the trigger, I close it, and that's all I have, right?
There's no travel.
There is no travel. Pre-post travel, non-existent. Because we have these two little holes under the trigger housing that imagine if this is a trigger and the hammer sitting here and this is your safety selector, we have the ability to push the trigger up or push it against the hammer and lift everything wherever it needs to be to remove all these pre-travel and post-travel.
Right.
So when you use our trigger, dry fire a couple of times before you get this to the range, it will surprise you. When you put your hand on our trigger shoe, you are ready to go, right? As safe as it can be, is a drop safe, is a law enforcement qualified trigger for 4.5 pound triggers. But when you're ready to go, there is no movement. You press and it drops.
And it's all based on these two.
Because you tune the trigger where it needs to be.
Right.
You still get 4.5 pound, you still get 3 pounds poundage, but you don't need additional travel to actually hit the wall. You are on the wall, you just press it for the amount that is trigger indicated for the poundage, then go down.
And then go. Well, new stuff from Blackout Defense. It's really cool. You're gonna wanna check this stuff out. Where can they find out more?
The best way, basically, getting communication with us is through social media, our Instagram channel, or our website.
Blackout Defense from NASGW 2021.